Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm a bit nervous for the first time.
I was going to
Um,
say, how do you feel? This is a bit different, isn't it?
yeah, I've got to turn this music off. I've just been doing my little
You've been
getting the
doing
zone.
getting yourself ready, pumped up.
Yeah, getting in the right state of mind. But
Good. Well, I'm very excited, and I'm privileged to be taking over the Instagram and interviewing the captain of Croznest. And
thank you.
I have been working with you for the last couple of months, 3 months, and it's been fantastic, enjoyable. I've learned loads. I'm working with very creative people. And what struck me over the last 3 months is attention to detail. That you pick up on everything and spot everything. It's fantastic. So how did it all start? How did where did it all come from?
What all the detail hunting?
No, not the detail. Where did Croznest come? What made you start it? What was kind of your inspiration behind launching it?
Well, as anybody who's following this will be aware, it was 10 years ago this month.
Yeah, amazing.
And it came about, as a lot of good things for me have done over the years, of a moment of sobriety, actually.
Okay.
I'd gone through a moment, in my 20s, and I was like, I've got, let's just not drink for a while. It's been a bit too much. And literally within 2 weeks, I'd set up a company, branded it,
wow.
built a website, decided on like this whole thing, and it was a digital platform, and I left my job. I left the stability. I was still I was part-time in a salon,
okay.
and doing session work progressively, just starting out, like a lot of assisting. And yeah, I think I'd had like a week of sobriety, and I was like, I've just got to change. I've got to do something and attack life. And yeah, by the end of the second week, we built the brand.
Wow.
I've registered the company.
Wow.
Built a website with my friend who was a graphic designer. I'm not that technically minded. I can't take all the credit. But yeah, and that was a journey. And it was like, well, what can we do? How do we want to do it? How can I utilize my skill set, I don't want to call myself an expert, but my experience, to benefit others. And so the big plan was to create a digital platform that would initially inspire other hairdressers with fashionable content.
Yeah.
And this is 10 years ago, so I'll be honest, it wasn't what we were doing now. But it was good. It was good. There was my real passion was to give other creatives a platform to express themselves as well. So from very early on, from its inception, really, as an idea, it was about bringing other creatives to the table, putting their work out there, giving them a space where they felt nurtured, cared for, and appreciated, so that you could get the best out of the work that they were doing.
Yeah.
And so I had a couple of photographers come on board. All the portfolio was just basically of the site was just pictures of my session work, just out of necessity, really. Well, it wasn't out of ego. I didn't want to build. That was everything as well. I didn't want to build Jason Crozier's salon or hair thing. I wanted it to be a brand that could stand on its own, and I didn't want it to be about me. Yeah, but my message there is, again, like we talked about it through like the pandemic. What I've talked about at the beginning with all these lives, I've loved doing the lives. It's been so much fun. But it's about facing adversity. It's about changing, being able to face problems, but with a solution.
Yeah, completely.
Somebody mentioned it to me, like, wow, I was talking to somebody the other day about mindset, and like, but you're so solution focused.
Yeah, completely.
It's like, I don't see anything as a problem. I mean, I see the problems, but there's always a solution, and usually the solution is within the problem. So,
completely. Yeah. I think digitally, that's what people are looking for, especially during pandemic and lockdown. People look for things, they look for solutions to their problems. So I need food delivered, I need to learn how to do this, I need to learn how to do something with my hair, I need to how to care for my hair, you know, I can't go to salon. So yeah, that's totally, you know, that's I think that's been a massive shift for digital. It's kind of always been there, but it's more now. People want those solutions, and yeah, I think you know you do come across as kind of very solution focused. So you kind of think, right, well, that's what we've got to do, and that's the solution, and that's kind of why we're giving people this content we're giving them. So it's kind of solving their problems.
Yeah, and I think I think that's kind of what I want to do is with the brand, and I want everybody to do, you know, with our content is it's not necessarily, you know, I feel like a lot of people spend a lot of time talking about how great they are without really offering anything to help others.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, I think it's so important in today for that we have to deliver worth, you know, but and for me that worth has to be a take home for someone else. I think for the digital landscape and you know, all these different aspects, all these different platforms, there are so many reasons why somebody doesn't need to look at what you're doing.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
So, you know, it's really important that you give people a take home. And even within our blogs, you know, when we take on writers, and one of the joyous things for me, the experience, is taking in young talent and really nurturing and coaching them through how to find a voice, how to, you know, not just their voice, but speak for a brand. Yeah. But then it's about, you know, how do you introduce all of the elements that are needed to deliver an amazing product like a blog. I mean, a blog's it's not that easy to write something that's emotive and evocative, that also sells something, but also speaks to within your brand voice.
Yeah, totally.
And then also says what you want to say.
Yeah.
You know, it has to have all these difficult points in there. But one of the key things is that the reader has to have, these days, what I'm saying is, has to have something that they can take away.
Yes, completely. Yeah.
It can't just be a nice story. It has to be, like, especially for us anyway, that's important for us. If we're talking about trends, I want them to know who created it, why they created it, and if we can, you know, what products did they use, and how would you do it at home. So, you know, there were these three or four points that should possibly be part of the take home for our readers and our followers.
Yeah, completely.
I want people to feel like they learn something by discovering our content.
What's been the highlight so far? All this kind of, you know, starting in Cambridge and then starting Croznest, and all your time at Tony and Guy, Fashion Week.
I kind of
anything that sticks in your mind as a key, you know, highlight moment.
I think the standout moment for me was big shows in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was like, I've arrived kind of.
I'm here. Moment.
Thank you. You know, gifted some great opportunities. I was really lucky, I think, which is why I've always kind of wanted to give back, because I never had to look that far for the opportunities or the information. Yeah. I had to work really hard for all of them.
Yes.
But my boss knew people at head office in Tony and Guy. You know, when I was from my salon in Cambridge, he was an awesome mentor. Really nurtured my talent and let me breathe as a creative. You know, I've been, you know, you can get in some salons where they're quite feeling that, you know, the session wannabe stylist from the salon is so annoying for a manager, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, I was always going to go out and do whatever I wanted.
Back to the authority.
But yeah, exactly. So there's a running theme there with issues, right? But that said, I also love structure. So actually, the buzz of being backstage at Fashion Week and knowing, I think also I'm not strictly diagnosed, but anyway, I'm exploring the idea of possibly of having like ADHD.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
So if I end up backstage, that suddenly there's like a time limit and a very specific task,
right?
and like really like tough parameters. Like, and I'm like, right, focus, bang, it's all done, and I love it.
Yeah.
And it is like one of the biggest highlights for it at Fashion Week was being backstage, managing. I wasn't a lead hairdresser, but I was managing the team for a super hairdresser called Kenna. Enough respect and loads of love for this guy. He's given me great opportunity. But we worked a show, and as people, if they do Fashion Week, know that something that you'll have shows that are booked that conflict,
right?
And you still have to manage it somehow. So you turn up at one show, you've got your team, and then halfway we had like 2 hours to do these amazingly intricate ponytails, balanced zigzags. You know, it was all asymmetric. Mad idea to even have the full team and get, for this show, it's for the brand David Comer. So if you look up their history, there's all these like wicked ponytails in mad, like cool panels and everything, and lots of braids. Anyway, so this one had lots of little ponytails that all had to be perfect and symmetrical on either side. We had, I think, 30 models, 2 hours to get in, and 1 hour into that, half the team had to go to the next show.
Wow.
And we'd only done a third of the amount of models with the full team. So all of a sudden, we've got half the team left, and we've still got 2/3 of the challenge left.
Yeah.
And when that catwalk runs on time, and the rest of the team are crying
God.
with stress.
Yeah, gosh.
I was just mad for it. It was like, wow.
Loved it.
And to be honest, use it. I mean, this book I'm reading, it's like, use your fear, drive you forward, use your anger, use your, depression to get up and do something. One of the greatest things, I was talking to Leanne Reagan on one of our lives, actually, and the other thing I do is, because the other one was self-discipline as well, you've got to work on that.
Yeah.
I jump in a cold shower.
Oh, wow.
Every morning.
Ooh.
And all because I've read it from Tony, not read it, I've seen it on Tony Robbins, Joe Rogan, all these great, positive mentors of self-care. And the one for that is because you do it because you don't want to do it. Everything you're in your head will not want to do that. Like, you never want to do it. These guys, like they're like super rich, so they've got like massive plunge pools, with like super icy plunge pools. So they do it really classily. I just jump in a cold shower. But but they say it's like everything about your body does not want to do that.
No.
And it's first thing in the morning. All you want to do is stay in your bed. And it's like it's a difference between jumping in that pool or hitting the snooze button.
Yeah.
Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to get up.
No.
Some weird people do. I don't, because I've got these mad kids, right, who never sleep during the night. But the reason you get up is because you don't want to.
Yeah, and I think.
And then you've won that battle for the rest of the day. Then.
Yeah, and I think it's like you say, it's like using the fear to then how do you push yourself out of your comfort zone and push out of your boundaries to then achieve more. And that's kind of, that's a great kind of mindset to have. So what's next then for Croznest? What's coming up? I mean, I obviously know quite a lot.
I'd like a holiday.
Holiday, a nice breakaway.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, this is my announcement. I'm going 6-month excursion. Look after my website, please. No. So next, I mean, we're just pushing forward, really. I mean, you've come on board to help us really, fine tune the planning, the strategic aspects of our business, of our platform, of our digital output. Yeah. So things like offering a digital planner, for me, that's small fry. It's the first thing. It's the littlest thing that people could use to really sort of expand their moments. So what we're going to do, we want to build on that content basically that we're offering. So we want to build on the services now of what we believe will help people, level up their digital output. So, we've got a free download with the content planner. Yeah. We've also been offering a free digital audit for salon owners. So if you want us to have a look at your output, we can, fine comb and magnifying glass over your, you know, social feeds, your websites. We can do that kind of stuff, and then we'll tell you, you know, a little bit of our advice if it's needed. You know, not everybody does, and some people have got some great branding and their websites are awesome, but some people, we need a little bit of support. Sometimes we need a little bit of help, so we want to kind of offer that